What's going on? What's going on, guys? JayeDeBlack here. Salute to everybody tuning in. I want to talk about gospel singer Tina Campbell. She was part of the group Mary Mary. She was married to her husband, looks like for over 20 years, and he's pulled the plug on this marriage completely. Now, according to the articles, the date of separation was in 2024. Which means that they've been separated for almost 2 years. And he's the one who had to get the divorce. She did not want to file. And I think the reason why is because she has a lot to lose. I saw that her net worth, I could be wrong, but in one of the sites, apparently her net worth is 10 million, right? Not bad for a Christian artist, right? And she also had a reality show, her and her sister. They had a reality show. That did well. So that could be a part of it as well. And it looks like he's had enough. But apparently there is some things that's been going on in his marriage. Apparently he stepped out on her and was made very evident during their reality TV show run. Now, he's not asking for spousal support up front, but down the road, right? You know he's going to ask for it. You look at this relationship, she was the one bringing in the majority of the income. And according to commenters, she has a bit of an attitude towards him because there's a power dynamic. When a woman is in control financially, this is what you're going to have to deal with. And a lot of men who are dealing with women who are quote unquote successful, they have to deal with this. This is why you always deal with women who are equally yoked. Now, again, they was married for over 20 years. So people can say, well, he kind of walked into a situation where she was building momentum with this group, Mary Mary. But this is where it is. Like, because of who she is and her notoriety, she did not want to deal with a divorce. Maybe that's why she didn't want to file. Also, because financially, she's going to be held responsible when it comes to spousal support. They do have 2 minor children, and that probably made her not want to go and file for divorce. Also, you know, she don't want to file because she probably don't want him getting with no other women. That's just how it is, because once the divorce is out there, he can now start dating without people saying, oh, you're cheating again, right? So let's get into this. Actually, I'm going to go to this article here from Essence. That was Glendon who filed claiming the couple had been separated since 2024. So they've basically been leading separate lives quietly under the radar for almost 2 years. Tina Campbell of the group Mary Mary and her husband Glendon Teddy Campbell are calling it quits. At least that seems to be the case after Glendon filed for divorce on Monday, April 13th per TMZ. The couple married in August of 2020, making them married for nearly 26 years. But Glendon noted in his filing that they've been separated since June of 2024. He cited the reason for the split as irreconcilable differences. In the past, the couple had publicly gone through rocky times in the marriage. They managed to work through a cheating scandal in 2014 that played out on Tina and sister Erica Campbell's popular ETV series Mary Mary. Glendon was exposed for stepping out of their marriage with someone close to the family. Now that is crazy. You know, I guess he didn't want to do it with somebody outside of it. So he decides to go and get with somebody close to the family, which may have been, now I don't remember a lot of that during that time, but was it with a friend? But let's get into it. The person who it was, she used to work for me. That broke my heart. She was like a godmother to my children. She had access to my home. She come get the kids, all of that stuff. She was in the mix of our family. She recalled during an appearance with Glendon on the Steve Harvey show in 2015. I called and she didn't answer her phone. When we got home on Super Bowl Sunday, said she told Teddy, come downstairs. I said, are you having an affair with her? He said, no. I said, call her. And so he did. I said, "Are you sleep?" She said, "Are you sleeping with her husband?" And she hung up the phone. So she had her answer. Now that's crazy. That's crazy. But there are people who think that she has a bad attitude towards him, and that might have drove him to cheat. I don't know. But listen, man, listen. Women, it seems like to me she was more upset at the other woman than her husband at the time. Like, this guy didn't have to sleep with your friend or assistant, whoever she was, right? But again, this is what happens because she wanted to stay with him. She did not want him to leave. She wanted to keep her marriage together. So she was willing to accept the fact that her husband stepped out with a woman who was close to her, who had, as she said, access to her home. Because again, these women do not want to divorce their husband, especially if they've been married for a long time. And her being a gospel singer, Christian, she did not want her marriage to look like a failure. She did not want that other woman to win. So she was willing to stay with her husband. And now he's filing for divorce, almost over 10, 11 years later? Tina would later reveal that she found out there were other women. Nevertheless, the couple worked through their issues and even managed to renew their vows. The forgiveness was criticized by people online, but as Tina shared on their reality series, she couldn't care less. I wonder, how does she feel now? How does she feel now knowing that he's the one filing for divorce now? They stayed together, we do the numbers, 9 more years, and they quietly separated in 2024. And now in 2026, he's filing for divorce because he wants to be with other women. He's tired of trying to mask it and hide that they are not separated when they are. So what does that tell you? Throughout all the cheating, he still was the one who divorced her. He still was the one who walked away from this marriage, as far as paperwork is concerned. Why would I let the whole world see my failure and not let the world see the rebuilding? She asked in 2015 when defending the decision to tie the knot again and take people through the preparations on the show. So she did a remarry. Oh man. I don't care what anyone thinks. I choose to forgive because for unforgiveness kept me miserable. Whoever wants to be out there being negative, you spending all your energy talking about something bad that turned good. It doesn't bother me, but it bothers you. I think you should get over it like I got over it. Well, I want to know, did Tina ever forgive that woman that messed around with her husband? Did she ever forgive her? Because this just seems like this was just one big excuse to forgive Teddy. That's what this was about. This is all about her forgiving him, but she didn't forgive the other women that I know of. Maybe she did. I don't know. The couple shared 2 children. According to TMZ, he asked for the court in Los Angeles County to establish visitation and requested that issues pertaining to spousal support be figured out at a later time. They also noted that he confirmed that there were no separate or community property issues requiring division, because they probably already done that. They probably already separated assets. So there's really nothing to separate right now, because the process has already begun. Listen, Tina built a successful music career with her sister, despite the Donald Trump controversy. I don't know why black people are so triggered by Trump, but at the time, it just was ridiculous how they attacked this woman, and still does. And some people are trying to make it seem like he left because of that, But she seemingly still has a career, had the reality show. A lot of that stuff Trump happened after that. But it just seemed like he just wants to move on. She had opportunities to file herself. But again, she is the breadwinner, basically. I'm not saying Teddy's a bum or broke or anything, but there's a reason why she didn't want to file. Because she had things to lose. Not only the public perception of her separation, but also financially. She knows that he's going to ask for spousal support. That's probably going to happen. Right? Just not right now. Just not right now. Maybe they've already divided up whatever was his and whatever was hers. But I just think that marriage nowadays, man, people want to be happy, and they're not willing to stay in an unhappy marriage, whether it's male or female. Marriage is just not what it used to be. I may have to go in depth with another video. If y'all want to see me do another video on this, let me know in the comment section where I go in depth about why marriage is more of a burden, and you need to have a reason to get married. Don't get married to somebody because, you both are physically attracted to each other. It needs to be more than that, because I don't really think love exists in the form that people think it does anymore. So let me know in the comment section. Let me know, like the video and share. Follow me on all my social media platforms, and I will see y'all next.